Okay, folks, I want to talk about Lohi Gilman and how he's going to be our starting free safety. So, guys,
Bull Bros.
okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bolt Bros. Let's talk about Lohi Gilman, right? He's our guy, right? He's definitely going to be our starting free safety this year, and I think we're seeing some good things. But I want to talk about Brandon Staley here also. In Brandon Staley, we trust. I think that's kind of the conversation that the Bolt Bros have had behind the scenes. We've talked quite a bit about how I feel like Brandon Staley has really taken a step up in his coaching acumen, right? I think he was great to begin with, but he seems more calm, cool, and collected, right? And again, Brandon Staley, we trust. I truly believe that he's going to make the right decisions. He finally has his people, the people he needs to run his defense correctly. Now he just needs to fine tune what those people do on his defense. And I'll say this: we already saw one preseason game. We're very good. It's nice to see some depth pieces out there. More to come. More highlight videos of players to come. My one person is JT Woods, who's going to be Alohi Gilman's backup, as it's at least slated at the moment. Having said that, Brandon Staley, really has shown that he's an excellent coach in the NFL, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. So again, I do think the guy's coming into his own. Now let's talk about Lohi Gilman briefly. I want to talk a little bit about his past, and then maybe do a little highlight clip from, training camp. He has had some interceptions. He's actually looked very good. And by the way, guys, Derwin James has given the nod. I think it was 4 or 5 months ago at the tournament with Justin Herbert, his golf tournament in Oregon. Said, hey, you know what? Lowe is the guy. He's ready to go. I think he's the one that's ready to play free safety next to me. So look, that alone has a lot of clout, right? And Brandon Staley's going to listen to what Derwin James says, and he's ready to rock. So let's talk a little about Lowe, some things you may or may not know about him, and let's get to know him a little bit because he's going to be our starting free safety, folks, at this point. Okay, so Alohi is going to be the undisputed free safety moving forward, right? Again, we did not go after John Johnson. Guys, he signed for a little over veteran minimum, which is like $1.5 million, or maybe just a bit over $1 million with the Rams, which shocks me. We saw how bad the Rams are. They are not a great-looking team. At the end of the day, though, it is interesting to see that he did not go to the Chargers. I was kind of a little surprised by that, but the Chargers clearly care about Lohi Gilman. They think that he is 100% ready to step into that role and play next to Derwin James. Again, Gilman was selected in 2020 in the 6th round underneath Anthony Lynn, right? Now, again, Anthony Lynn was a completely different defensive scheme. But again, Derwin James has given the nod, the thumbs up that he's the guy. So I'm excited to see what he does, right? I do think he'll do very well. When Brandon Staley came in 2021, obviously Gilman, had an opportunity to play. Well, he chose to go with Nas Adderley. And Nasir has been playing for the past 2 years underneath Brandon Staley. It's interesting, though. Nasir obviously retired early, as we all know. And I asked myself this question, why would he do that? Well, I'll tell you right now, the safety position is probably the hardest position on the field. And the reason being is you're kind of that last line of defense, and he wants to stop those explosive plays. The safeties, that's their role. You stop the explosive plays, but you also have to help with the run game. That's why a bigger body is important, right? That's why I like the John Johnson, because he's a veteran, bigger body, understands the system, probably a little bit better run defense. So again, it's a very thankless type of position. And Nasir Adderley, I think, struggled. I think he struggled with all the coaching he got, all the teaching moments, as the NFL coaches like to say. I'm going to give you a teaching moment real quick. And again, it's part of the game, right, to improve and get better. But clearly, Alohi's ready to go. And this coaching staff believes in Alohi, and I think he can do the job correctly. Again, Nasir Adderley became, really in 2022. If you recall, Lowe and Nas would start back and forth, but he was in the doghouse, and Gilman was pretty much the guy at the end of the season. Brandon Staley saw some good enough things with him to say, okay, he's ready to go. He's ready to take that next step. But again, very interesting to see how this played out. Now, again, let's take this look at this video here on Twitter's, or no, you can't call it Twitter's anymore. You got to call it X, right? But check this out, folks. I mean, bottom line, nice interception, tip ball. He picks it, makes an aggressive play, runs around. Look, this is all good stuff, folks. Again, this is the Underwear Olympics. They just got their pads on. They're out there doing it. But Derwin James, number 3 right there, clearly likes what he's seeing from his compadre in the backfield. Again, it's important that they like working with each other because they're going to be out on the field and they're both relying on each other to do their jobs effectively. Again, that came from Herbert, folks. So Look, it's exciting to see what this team can and it cannot do, right? I'm very excited to see, where it goes and, how low does progress moving forward. Now, again, it's always one of those situations where you have to ask yourself this question: is he really ready to step? Again, my biggest concern has always been he's an unproven talent, but Brandon Staley likes him. Derwin James likes him. Let's see what he does. I know he's a huge fan favorite, folks. So many people, every the 3 days I was at camp, I saw so many people like hyping up Alohi Gilman, Hawaii, all the above. And I love seeing that, right? So, guys, I'm just saying this. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm excited that he is our guy. But this is going to be big. This is going to be big, folks. There's a lot of pressure on him to really step up and have his best year yet. Now, I will also say this, too. He did have a press conference, I think about a week ago, right before the preseason game. He seemed cool, calm, and collected. Like all my friends from Hawaii or the islands, he seems ready to go. And I think he's going to be excited, and ready to rock for this challenge. So, guys, week 1 is going to be interesting. Miami's preseason game, they did not look that great. I think they scored 3 points total. Again, not many starters were in, much like the Chargers. But at the end of the day, it's going to be really interesting to see how we perform moving forward. So, Lohi Gilman is our guy. Andrew Bolpros, see you guys in the next one.